Okay, so for this example, we're looking at playing times in seconds of a number of popular songs, and we want to find the range, the variance, the standard deviation. Now, I don't want to do this by hand. We're not going to do this by hand. We're going to do this with Minitab and with GeoGebra. So we're going to do Minitab here. It's going to make me sign in like a gazillion times today. It's thinking. There we go. All right. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so that I can put in our data set. No. Okay. All right, so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in our data. So we got 448, 242, 231, 246, so on and so forth. Hopefully I don't make any typos. But this is basically what you would do for the homework, because sometimes you can copy paste it, but sometimes you can't. Okay. So I think I've got everything here. Everything looks, we got 16 data values. Okay. So like before, we're going to go to Stat, Basic Statistics. Nope, I hit the wrong thing here. Cancel. Stat, Basic Statistics, Display Descriptive Statistics. And I didn't name my variable, so it's C1. And we're going to hit OK. So from our information here, we have a median, right? We have a mean, and we have a standard deviation, 54.5. Now our range is the min minus the max minus the min. So 448 minus 213. So range 448 minus 213, which is going to be 235, I believe. Let's see here, 448 minus 213, 235. Now the variance, Minitab didn't output the variance, but if we go do this again, Stat, Basic Statistics, every time, it just doesn't like me today, really. And I hit the statistics button instead, we can check mark the box for variance, and we can actually check mark the box for range. And then it's going to redo our statistics and add, there's our range, 235, and also the variance, 2975.6. 2975.6. And our standard deviation of 54.5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my data and see if I can copy it into GeoGebra, because I don't want to retype everything. And I want to show you how to do this in GeoGebra also. So I'm just going to select that data, hit Control C, and I've got GeoGebra pulled up. I'm going to go Perspectives, Spreadsheet, and I'm going to click in that first cell and I'm going to hit Paste. And it all copied, thank goodness. Okay, so with this, GeoGebra forces you to make a histogram first. So we're going to select our whole column. We're going to hit the little histogram button and go one variable analysis. And it's going to make a histogram. So we can see most of our songs are about the same length, but we've got that one outlier, right? Now, over here, we have a button for Show Statistics. And that's going to automatically output a bunch of statistics. So it's going to output the mean, and it's going to output both sigma and S. Okay, you want to go with S, not sigma. The sigma, actually, if we're treating our data set like a population, the formula is just a hair different. And so on the homework, make sure you're going for S. So there you can see the 54.5. And so GeoGebra here was actually shorting us on the decimal places. And for the homework, you probably need some more decimal places, but you can double click on that and select decimal places and say, please give me some more. There you go. All right, so GeoGebra, if you don't see as many decimal places, click the 3 bars, go to Settings, and change the decimal places to, I would go with 10, and hit Save Settings, okay? And that way it should give you your numbers. So here we would have to calculate our range, so 448 minus 213, it's the same. Our standard deviation, 54.54, and we can find our variance because it doesn't really output it for us by taking that 54.54890779 and squaring it. That's going to give us our variance, 2975.58. 2975, and we had 0.58 and Minitab had rounded it. Okay, so are these values going to change if we take away that really long song at the 448? Okay, so and the answer, of course, is yes. And we're just going to do this in GeoGebra. I'm going to go pull this over. All right, so we're just going to take this data value and delete it. There we go. And we're going to recalculate. We're going to redo. There's our histogram. Looks a little bit different because we don't have that outlier anymore. And our statistics, our range has changed quite a bit. Now we are at 293 minus 219. Sorry, 213. So we now have a range of 80. Okay, so range 80. So that one you can see changed a whole lot. And our standard deviation is, let's see here, 22.011. Standard deviation S, 22.011, I think is what I said. Let's double check. 22.011. And if we want the variance, we need to square that. 22.011. Why don't I do that on this calculator? Okay. 22.011 squared. So 484.48. 484.48. So you can see that those values changed a good bit, but the standard deviation changed about 30. The range, though, changed like 150 in round numbers. So that was quite a large change. Okay, last thing here, an example about outliers, right? If we're entering salary data into a spreadsheet and we accidentally make the boss's salary $2 million instead of 200,000, and so we've got all these other employees, but of course the boss is like the highest paid person. What does that do to the measures of center, right? For the median, well, the median's the number in the middle, right? The number in the middle, if I change the highest value to something even higher, the number in the middle is still the same. We're not going to have any change in the median. But the mean is going to increase, right? By some amount. We don't know all the rest of the data, so we can't say by how much. When we think about the spread, the range is going to increase a lot. We'll just say increase a lot. And the standard deviation, it is going to increase, but not as much. We have one more measure of spread to talk about, but we're not to it yet. Increase, we'll just say some. All right, because basically we're like, okay, here's our data for our pay, and maybe the boss was supposed to be there, and they accidentally put them way up here, right? So obviously my spread is way increased. My range is increased a huge amount. My standard deviation, my average distance of all the data points to the mean, has increased some. Okay, so let's stop this one here, and we'll be going to talk about z-scores kind of next.